Hey friends, welcome to That's a Ray podcast. I'm your host Ray, and I'm so happy to be chatting with you guys. Let's catch up. Before we jump into today's topic, I feel like we should catch up. We're 6 episodes in. It's about to be Friday. It's about to be the weekend. The weather is nice. I just feel like it's a good time to kind of see where everyone's at, where everyone's headspace is. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm in a good headspace. I've been trying to relax and rest and slow down. I've been consistent with the gym and working out and just kind of trying to eat healthy. I also been consistent with reading, so I'm proud of that. I finished 2 books. The first book was The Midnight Feast. That book took me forever to get into. Just because I was in a reading slump, I really didn't feel like reading. My headspace wasn't in like the mood to read. And the book took forever to get into. And when a book takes forever to get into it, I just have no desire to finish it. But ended up finishing it. It turned out to be a pretty good book. It was a 3 out of 5 for me just because it took forever to get into it. And it was a bit confusing here and there. But if you want a book review, let me know. I got you. The second book that I read was, this book is about Zanaya. That was a 4 out of 5 for me. It was such a good book. I absolutely loved it. My boyfriend picked it out for me for my birthday, and I ain't gonna lie, he ate down by picking that book. The whole time I'm literally flipping through it, like trying to finish it real quick just to get to the ending to like see how it's gonna end, what's gonna happen. It was a really good book. 4 out of 5 for me on that. I'll do a book review on that one too if you guys want it. I feel like I'm on like a consistent roll of finishing books and just getting back into my reading game. So I'm happy about that. So yeah, let me know how you guys are feeling, how everyone is doing, and all of that. All right, so now that we're all caught up, let's get into today's topic, which is the rebranding era. Let's get into it. A rebrand era is when you're intentionally or repeatedly becoming a new version of yourself in how you look, act, or live. And I feel like people are always in a new era of their life. You're always kind of finding yourself each and every day pretty much, but there's different phases, different seasons, so you're always in a new era. So there's a few eras that kind of been like circulating. You have of course the new year, new me, so the whole new me mindset. You have the soft girl era. I feel like we bounce to that frequently, like you'll hear that a lot in TikTok and social media. You have the glow up era, discipline era, healing era. So yeah, there's so many eras, honestly, but right now, I feel like it's the rebrand era where you're just kind of rebranding yourself, getting a new identity pretty much. And this is happening because we're constantly seeing glow ups, transformations, lifestyle changes, and aesthetic switching. We're inspired daily from what we see online, what we see in the stores, just from outside people. We're always seeing something new. And when we're seeing this, we're feeling like we have to catch up with all these eras, all these trends. And I feel like we just have to evolve faster when this is happening. And that just leads into a constant identity shift. It feels like people aren't even staying themselves long enough to even know if they like the new version of themselves, if they need to change anything, if what they need to stay consistent with, or what habits they should keep. Instead of growing slowly, it feels like we have to quickly reset. I think we shouldn't have to rebrand for other people. When you rebrand, it should be intentional. It should be because you want personal growth. You want to see yourself change for the better and not have other people see our personal growth. I think when we don't announce out loud that, oh, I'm changing, I'm doing this, I'm having a reset on my life and who I am. When people don't know that you're doing that and people tell you like, you look really different, or you're glowing, or you look happy, that's better than people knowing because you said it. When people can see it instantly without you even announcing it, that's how you know you've been healing, or you've been disciplined or consistent, or whatever your era is at the moment. It makes you happy and know that what you were doing was worth it, instead of you telling people and kind of showing it to the world and nobody acknowledging it. And then now you're going to feel like, oh, I did all that for nothing because nobody can even see how hard I worked. It's just you seeking validation at that point. When you're always rebranding and you're not giving yourself time to grow and see if what you're doing is working, then it can lead to an identity shift. It can lead to confusion. It can lead to you feeling stuck. If you're in the discipline era and then a few weeks later, you're in the healing era and then you're in the soft girl era, you're not giving yourself enough time in each era to figure out what habits are working, what habits you need to break, what you need to change, what you need to fix, what's working, none of that. Because you're just hopping to the next trend. You're just focusing on, okay, wait, let me do this for a little bit and then I'll go to the next one. It's not you fully getting the whole experience in the season of your life or the era that you're in. Rebranding yourself can be very healthy and it can be empowering as well because people are experiencing new things, they're healing, they're improving habits, they're trying new styles, and they're stepping into confidence, and their confidence is increasing. I don't think change is a bad thing. I think change is good if it's positive change. As long as you're doing these changes or eras for yourself and not for other people, then it can be very beneficial and it can be a good thing. The only time rebranding becomes a problem is when you're doing it not feel left out and you want to stay on top of the trends. That's when you're just doing it just because you're not doing it to see a change in yourself and in your life. But sometimes when you're rebranding, you can start to feel the pressure of it because you're stepping into new habits, new aesthetic, new routines. You're trying new stuff, and it's a new version of yourself that you haven't tapped into yet. So it can be really scary and it can feel like a lot of weight on your shoulders trying to maneuver through this new version of yourself. It can also make people feel like they're behind if they're not changing fast enough. If all of these eras are changing weekly or monthly and you or someone is stuck on the first era and everyone else is on the third era, now they feel like they haven't changed enough and they haven't reached where everyone else is at. And that's not the point of a rebrand era at all. You're supposed to be feeling confident, feeling like a new you, and just feeling a lot better about yourself. Okay, so this is a real talk moment. You don't have to constantly rebrand yourself to be growing. Sometimes growth is quiet, it's steady. Sometimes you're still becoming, even if nothing looks different on the outside. Change happens inside before it changes outside. And like I had said earlier, you don't have to announce every season of life that you're in for it to be valid. Just because you didn't post it on the gram or you didn't make a TikTok video about it doesn't mean that your growth and your change in the season that you're in isn't valid and that you aren't working to be a better you. If nobody knows, I feel like it's 10 times better because sometimes when you tell people certain stuff, the person might start hating on you and start talking you out of changing yourself and kind of lead you into a bad place. So sometimes doing things quietly and to yourself before you announce stuff can be best. I followed the new me era for a while. It was probably like 2 years ago when I was like really big on it because I was listening to a couple podcast girlies and they were talking about it and I was like, oh, like I'm gonna do this too. Like I'm gonna be a part of the era. I think it was the discipline era. Like everyone was being disciplined on working out or eating right. And for me, it was working out. And I was only saying that I was trying to be disciplined because it was a trend. It was popular. Everyone was saying it instead of me actually wanting to be disciplined. And I was only disciplined and working out consistently for like a couple weeks. And then I kind of lost the rhythm of it and then completely just stopped. And I think it was because I wasn't really motivated. I was just trying to follow up after what everybody else was doing. So it just didn't work out. I was labeling my change instead of actually changing. And during that time, I also realized that I was in multiple eras. I was in the discipline, consistency, and glow up era. But at that time, I just felt like I had to be in the discipline era because that's what was popular at the time. I was putting myself in a box based off whatever was trending and what the other girls were doing. Instead of realizing that I can be in multiple eras of my life, I just have to figure out how to fit it into my life in whatever season that I'm in. So this is a reminder for you. If you feel like you're in multiple eras, don't just stick to one era based off whatever is trending, whatever people are talking about on TikTok or social media. So rebranding and evolving isn't a bad thing, but you don't have to constantly reinvent yourself to prove to yourself that you're growing. You don't have to label your growth and you don't have to feel like you need to grow at the same pace that everyone else is growing. You are still in the discipline era and everyone else is in the healing era. Don't stop changing and being disciplined to go into the healing era. Stay where you're at, and then once you gradually grow and you get to where you want to be and you see the change, then you can go into the healing era. Or you can do both. You can be disciplined and you can also heal. You just have to evaluate and see how you can make the change in those areas of your life. Well, friends, that is the end of this episode. I hope you guys really enjoyed it and loved it. I hope that you learned something and you took something from this topic. I hope I wasn't just yapping for who knows how long. So yeah, I want to know where you guys are right now in your life. Are you rebranding or are you growing without labeling it? Let me know in the comments on YouTube or on That's So Right Instagram. I would love to know where you guys are. And yeah, I will see you guys next Thursday.